Hello, hello, welcome everybody to some StarCraft 2 today with your host, me. Kozen, I am, hello. We got Solo versus Zest planned for today. And, you know what, it's going to be a best of 9. Should be pretty darn good, as we've already seen them play actually this morning, some of you. Honestly, that just popped into my head. Not quite sure how that panned out, so I'm quickly gonna take a quick glance over there as well. Alpha X. I was in the pro circuit, that was being played on the Twitch channel. What is up, Sun Lily? How are you doing? How are you doing? Alright, so what happened there? Let me take a look. Wait, wasn't he with the... Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong one. Hold up. I'm in number 2 instead of number 3. There we are. Solar actually lost versus Zest 1-2 here, and he lost. Well, no, he won versus Time 2-0, and then he lost versus Time 0-2. Alright, I found Zest as well, by the way. We have them all in the lobby right here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get everybody in here. Just a little bit of management taking place as well behind the scenes, but shouldn't put us behind too much, as we already have them all here. I was trying to talk to Solar a little bit. Apparently he's not feeling all that great. I'm trying to kind of figure out why that is. Okay, it is because of the previous tourney, so we'll see. We'll see how he does, how he handles himself this time around. Here we go. Here we go. Game number 1. Let's not wait too much up and about it. I kind of want to have some sort of a bit of paper or something to, because you know what? After the games, we will have a winners interview with Hajin Sun translating for us. So even if it's Zest, I'm still going to be able to have somewhat of a conversation there. That's always a plus. Solar, of course, well known for the in the English community for being able to communicate very well in English. So he's always very, very nice to talk to as well. Anyway, it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be an interesting nonetheless. He's saying that he's not feeling all that great today, but you know what? We all know that he's bloody brilliant in this game. I'm just hoping that, you know what, in the best of 7, he's going to be able to slowly turn it around or something, right? Gain some momentum here and there, make some moves. Give it up for Kaisi Gaming, Solar. Sometimes does take a couple of games, right, in the day before you really, really do well. Sometimes, you know, you have these tournaments where people, they say, like, alright, well, I was playing some ladder games earlier on. I lost every single ladder game before the tournament. I wasn't feeling great. And then when the tournament hits, suddenly, like, I got into a stride and everything went my way. It happens sometimes, and I'm kind of hoping to see that as well for Solar there. Anyway, his opponent over here is no slouch either, really. One of the finest. He is the Blue Protoss from Razor Edge Gaming. He is Zest. Okay. A little bit of probe harassment here. Normal stuff. We had a hatchery block, of course. Very common to then have a depth follow-up, but we'll have to wait and see if that's actually going to be the thing here. Solo doing the regular stuff. I kind of wish I did have the chance to see the Pro Circuit games earlier today, but unfortunately, I was not able to be awake at that time. I like sleeping too much. That's a problem. Is it a problem? I don't know. It could be a good thing, because otherwise the commentary wouldn't be as good necessarily. Alright, anyway. I might fall asleep halfway through. Nexus Pretty normal stuff here from both these players so far. And keeping tabs on it. Third base for Solo shouldn't be too far off here. Did decide to go for the 2 queens beforehand. Start spreading some creep. Get those lava injections. Larvae? Is it larvae or larva? I'm not quite sure actually. And oh wow, Zest going for the Stargate opening. We've been seeing this gaining more and more popularity overall in the PvZ matchup. It adds a lot of variety to the overall build, right? A lot of the time when you do see the Twilight Council opening here, players, they tend to kind of have the 2 options to either go 4 gates and not commit as heavily, or go 6 gates, I believe it is, and then really commit to the Adept Aggression. And then afterwards, of course, you do have certain types of follow-ups, right? Other things it can evolve into. But with the Stargate opening, I feel like you have just a lot more flexibility. A lot more things that you can do afterwards. And things to potentially catch up an opponent off guard with. Now, you don't have access to the Robo because of this as quickly. So, the War Prism not going to allow any type of Adept harassment if you are, you know, in that type of thing. Which really does feel like Zest's cup of tea, doesn't it? It really is one of those plays that you continuously just expect to be continuously harassing, continuously across the map, really. Trying to murder his opponent's workers. That's just what he does. That's what he was born to do. And that's what he's going to be doing here with this Oracle as well. 2 Spore Crawlers are finishing up, but not quite yet at this base over here. So, looks like a couple of drones will be picked off. Oh, nice moving into the Spore Crawlers there. Will not lose all of those as well. Unless, if he's not careful here, of course. Does lose another one. Alright, it's not the biggest of deals. 4 drones here. Trying to keep up the spirits. 4 drones. Actually pretty good there for the Oracle, of course. Also forcing out, like, what was it? 3, 4 extra buildings being built as well. Couple of minerals gone down the drain there. 2. And a Robo follow-up. Interesting. So this is what I mean with the flexibility. Very often we see a Twilight Council still coming into play, right? And then after the Oracle harassment, you still come in suddenly with a bunch of Adepts. Because very often the Zerg, they realize, alright, well, it is a Stargate. I am pretty free to drone up. And occasionally we'll see Zergs then over-committing to the drones and just kind of overestimating the amount of drones they are free to make at that point in time. And, well, let's see what this is going to go into. Actually, still a Twilight Council as well, and a Forge too. So Zest getting a little bit of everything here. Huh. Personally, I've seen more Protoss going for, like, when they do open up with the Stargate and they want to go into the Twilight Council afterwards. They tend to skip the Robotics facility, but seeing the +1 and seeing the Immortal being built, yeah, it's not even Adept Glaives right now. It's going to be Charge. So I think he's just going to try to play a little bit more defensively here. And let's see if he's aiming to do some sort of Sentry Immortal attack at some point. Around the time when that +1 is finishing. He's still making probes. So we can count on that. There is 5 gateways on the way though, but that is not the craziest thing right now. You would like to have that type of production available, just in case a Zerg does suddenly ramp up the aggression to 11. Which always is a possibility when playing against a Zerg. You don't have to necessarily make a ton of gateways for them to decide, you know what, let me just make a ton of roaches or a ton of Zerglings and get this ball rolling. One queen going down there. That is, you know, a nice pick-off, of course. Delaying a little bit of the overall production cycles. But Solo looks like he has more than enough queens to remedy that situation. And yeah, Zest really going hard on the tax tree right now. Gaining himself the Templar Archives as well. And just adding it into, looks like get himself a couple of Archons here too. Not upgrading Storm, so this is in fact going to be a very tech-heavy timing attack. I'm very curious to see how this unfolds. So far, we do see Solar going for the Spire, so the Spire attack will be on the way, but of course that Archon that we saw... Where is this Archon actually? Where did he go? I'm missing him. Where? Did he get picked off by the Lynx? It did get picked off by the Lynx. Alright, that's pretty darn cool. 15 Mutalisk are on the way. They will put it quite a nice end to this attack. But of course, these Zealots are just coming in a little bit too soon here for these Mutalisk really to get this. Okay, only 2 drones dying so far. But that force field's looking pretty darn spectacular right now. Keeping all those drones packed in. Okay, they managed to escape with only 2 losses. But the Zealots, of course, they take so long for the Mutalisk to pick them off. And they are still right on top of the drones right now. That base, actually, that's where the lay attack is for Solar. It does get picked off, and that is a big deal indeed. Not just losing the potential 4th base that was under construction, but also losing his lay attack right there. Now, he still has the Spire, so he has the possibility to still make his Mutalisk and his Zerglings, of course. But any type of follow-up right now is going to be severely delayed, as well as any upgrades that he may want to get later on. Okay, he doesn't have any Evo chambers yet, so that's not the biggest of deals, but of course that is still rather annoying, frustrating to deal with here for Solar. Solar might even get his drones a little bit blocked here. Yeah, that is, what is that, like 5? No, wait, it's only, oh no, wait, I missed one. There we go. 5 of them. And now, jeez Louise, yeah, with the Stargate tech already available as well. Zest getting himself Phoenixes, getting himself Blink, realizing he's playing against the Mutalisk here. Very easy for him to immediately transition into something else here to counter whatever Solar is doing. A very interesting overall tech route being chosen here by Zest. And it's cool to see Zest actually kind of really showcasing some new stuff again here. Because Zest, he is one of those players that continuously just makes new builds happen. And forges a way forward for the Protoss. And this, you know what, this could be one of those new builds that might be just incorporated by a lot of Protoss later on at some point. Because it does seem quite stable. You have a good amount of defenses with the sentries early on against any type of early aggression. You have the Oracles as well, right? He had like 3 Oracles to defend against any potential Zergling attacks. They provide good scouting as well at the same time, so I would imagine he could transition into something else because he also had the Robo, right? Potentially just grab a couple of the Immortals if he does scout a Roach Warren or a lot of Roaches on the way. I do hope we get to see this build overall from Zest a couple of more times here. It does look pretty darn juicy. And even now with like, what is this, a 40 supply lead for Solar, it still doesn't quite feel that Solar is in a wonderful spot here. Mostly because his tech, of course, the Mutalisk, they're gonna get heavily countered by those Phoenixes eventually. We have 2 Stargates and yeah, you know what, Solar's still making more and more Mutalisk. He's not adding in any type of the Corruptors, so I'm wondering what that, where that choice really came from here. Guess the good thing is that that's only a single Archon right now. Making it a little bit easier for those Mutalisk to try and take a fight later on if he does need to. Now Hydralisk on the way as well. The Hydralisk should be absolutely great at demolishing the force that Zest has established right now. They should do good against the Phoenix. They should do well against the Stalkers too. Still pretty good against those, against the Archon as well. Did I say Archons? I meant Stalkers. I don't know if it said it earlier. Anyway. But yeah, both those units doing pretty darn good against it. Oh, those Phoenixes getting caught out a little bit here. Quite a couple of them getting picked off. But again, another base here for Solar does fall. As he really doesn't have that much in the way, shape or form of units to defend this just yet. Spend a lot of money on those Mutalisk and they can't just really take the fight here head on. Now deciding that he will go for the counterattack and then, you know, deciding that he won't. Wants to try and save this base here. It looks like it's going to be a tough one. Definitely, for sure. The Baneling speed not quite completed just yet, but... Ooh, well, Zest even waiting for the Banelings to get close before he really tries to take that fight there. A lot of Hydralisk now on the field together with those Mutalisk. Might be able to deal with these Stalks numbers now and save this base actually. But that's a big investment. All these Mutalisk going down, of course. not as... their stock's not as valuable here as those Mutalisk. Not as costly, anyway. Alright, well, Solar does hold on. He's still in the full base. That's a good thing. Zest, he never went up to the full base himself, did he? He is getting himself a +3 attack. He's getting Dark Shrine as well, so he's still tacking up behind this. But I'm left here wondering if he will actually ever transition out of this point. And I mean, he has the Fleet Beacon, he has this double Stargate, but he's not building anything in the way, shape, or form of Protoss forces right now. Ooh, Mutalisk. Wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, Dark Templar will be partaking here in the harassment overall. But the Mutalisk might be able to intercept it. Actually, the one Dark Templar there kind of functioning as an observer, allowing that War Prism to escape there. It was quite fortunate. The Dark Templar coming in for harassment as Solar is pretty much sending everything he has across the map right now. He does have a very imposing force right now. We do not have Storm available on the side Templar. They will not be able to do anything against this, actually. And this may just be able... allowing Solar to come in here with this massive squishy army. Only fighting against those Stalkers. He should be able to do quite a bit here. And I can't really see a solution for Zest at any time soon. He has those Dark Templars, of course, but the drones, actually, the ones that have to deal with that. So a lot of drones will go down, but ultimately that will be cleaned up, of course. You would have to say by the reinforcements coming in for Solar. And Solar on the other side, though, has a problem in the face of Zest right here. That is a lot more difficult for Zest to clean up right now. As we can see, even having those Overseers here as well, not going to be able to just make a bunch of Dark Templar at home and try to deal with that way. But yeah, this should be it, guys. Zest, I think, really, it was very interesting, his build order. It looked very solid overall, and after cleaning up those two bases, it was hard to imagine Zest still losing this one, but without expanding and still just going on a 3 base, unlocking that much of his tech tree without much of a actual plan to go into it, you know. Thinking of the Fleet Beacon, thinking of the 2 Stargates, he never really made use of those. Well, I guess the double Stargate he made a lot of Phoenixes with, but... and the Phoenix range. Other than that, never really did much else with it. I think it would have been easier to kind of transition there with the full bases, right? To go back and forth between those stack trees, but unfortunately, not going to be able to do that for Zest. Map choice: pillars of gold. Is it just me, or does... like, I've never really seen real Pillars of Gold on the map Pillars of Gold quite yet. I've seen the red sandy pillars. The map would be less cool if it was Pillars of Sandiness. Wait, I probably shouldn't make Solar a referee. I probably should be that myself. Alright. Saying go, and you know what? I'm not gonna make them wait. Alright, here we go. Solo was tearing there for a little bit, but he fixed it. He fixed it himself. He's a pro gamer after all. He knows what he's doing. He knows what's up. He's done this before. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Here we go. Game number 2. Oh, wait. I gotta fix this. Gotta be very picky with where the names are placed in this game. It's a game about smaller things, isn't it? So it is about the observing as well, I'd say. Or where the names are placed. Anyway, in the top right side and on the top of the board over here, he's the blue Protoss. He is Razor Edge Gaming. Zest doing some very interesting strategies just now, and I'm really hoping we're going to see it again, and maybe a little bit of a extended period of time there afterwards. Maybe he was expecting to kill off Solar with that attack initially, where he did kill off those 2 bases, but Solar with those Mutalisks being able to stabilize. I've said his name a couple of times now, but anyway, he's from Kaizi Gaming and he's the Red Zerg right here. Solar. Oh, mama. He saw this, right? He saw this. Okay, come on, drones. Come on, hurry up. Oh, he has the money. He has the money. He had the money. 200 extra minerals right there. That is a full wall off right now. Solar, he needs to make the decision whether or not he's going to be trying to continue to poke into these pylons right here. Or if he's just going to try to go with the plan B right now. Maybe cancel the hatchery, because this is going to be a rough one. Oh, he cancelled it. Trying to get the probe out of there. They managed to get the reblock off here. And that basically means that this is not going to be working out here for Solar. Solar now, I mean, really has to scratch his head. Cancels that base. That's the right call. Is he going to escape with this drone right now? Yes, he is. Needs to get something else going somewhere else. Even a proxy hatchery outside of Zest's base. Maybe a good thing, but Zest already on top of this as well. Has that probe following the drone. Will not let it out of his sights. Very important thing to do, of course, right now. Because that's one way to lose this game without any reason. Okay, both players now stuck to the one base tech tree. Well, the one base economy, sorry. Gateway right now will start the production of some zealots here as well. It's 2 zerglings. Oh, of course, not going to beat one single zealot. But the roach run on the way here should be pretty good. It's already 2 gas as well available for Solar. And oh, look at that. Still will go for a proxy hatchery here. Big surprise. Zest immediately puts down a pylon there. A good call from him. Wants to make sure that he gets 1 or 2 cannons down here to deny this hatchery. And overall, you know what? Already, this is a little bit of an investment, right? A couple of extra minerals that I suppose, first and foremost, Solar. I guess he couldn't really spend it anyway, right? Because he doesn't have the larvae to keep making more roaches. But Zest did have more money to try and spend into the offensive here. So, you know, it forcing Zest overall to get the cannons up on this side of the map as well. Even making the extra the pylon there, right? All working into the favor for Solar here, I would say. But he's not out of the woodworks just quite yet. He still needs to bust open this attack right now. And you know what? He's looking pretty darn good doing so. Yeah, I don't think this is quite working out the way Zest had hoped for. The hatchery. Wait, was that a kill? Okay, no, that was a cancel. I would be very surprised if that was in fact a kill, but not the case this time around. There we go. That's all the cannons done and dealt with. Nice micro there from Solar, keeping that roach alive as well. And holds this off very nicely. Now, Zest is transitioning into something else here. He's getting himself a Stargate, getting the Nexus right now as well. I have to wonder, maybe he's going to go into the Void Ray here. That would be a good pick, actually. You know what? Just to kind of fend off against the Roach counter-aggression, which is, you know what, most likely coming across the map right now. We know it's coming, but Zest must know that it's coming as well, right? There's no way for Solo that he made so many Roaches, so many Ravages, and then not try to do something with them across the map here. Shooting a little bit of the forge here. There's no cannons actually at the front, and the shield batteries, they're pretty good, but they're not fantastically good. They will be able to keep 3 units alive against, what is this? How many Roaches and Ravages? Quite a couple of them. About 7, I would say. There is a cannon here, but it's unpowered right now. There's a single Oracle on the field. I guess the Oracle, you know what, a good pick as well. Will be able to target down those Ravages if he does target down those Ravagers. But this is quite a bit of damage now being taken by Zest, and the overall strategy here definitely backfiring quite a bit. With him losing all his probes. He is on 2 base, yeah, sure, but I mean, he's only on, he doesn't want to be on only 2 probes as well. That would be a problem. GG is called. And Solar takes another game. 2 games in a row right now. If only that happened for him in the pro circuit earlier today, then he would have already won this this series. But of course, it is the best of 9. We will be seeing this continue onwards. But yeah, Zest going for the cannon rush. Interesting choice. I'm very curious why he went for the cannon rush. Was it really just something to try out, just to see, test the waters? Maybe it worked out earlier on today. That could be the case, of course. But yeah, Right, game number 3 already here. Being loaded up. We're going through this one very quickly so far. Zest, you know what, being his own aggressive self, as per always, as per usual. We'll have to wait and see what is going to happen here. And by the way, guys, remember, if you have any questions for either of these players, we will be interviewing the winner. And it may seem right now like that could be Solar. Oh, wait, that is not the right button. They're both 9 points. That's not true. But yeah, if you have questions for these guys, definitely make sure to write them down for yourself and put them in the chat at the end of this. We will be interviewing the winner. And we're going to try to get some good questions there from the chat as well, if we see any. And that helps me out as well, of course, because I'm a really bad interviewer myself. I just don't know what to ask. Like, I could ask questions that interest me, but usually, you know, the things that I ask people, other people are like, well, why would you ask this? This is this is one of those things that only interest you, man. And this is true. This is true. Oh, my dear Lord. Zest! You sneaky little man! What is wrong with him today? Huh. Either he's super overconfident, or he's just not really in the mood to play right now. This is a sneaky place as well to try and make this work. He has, again, the money to make a full wall off here. There we go. Waiting for those drones to be pulled. And then putting down those pylons right there. Only sending out 2 drones right now. And, I mean, Solar had such a good defense against this the previous time that I'm very interested in seeing if this is going to be a repeat of this. Or Zest will be able to keep the micro going for him this time around. This time the drone as well actually did manage to escape here, right? So we'll be moving through the little icy pathway, making a, what's it called? A treacherous road. I forgot the word. I promised I would use a new word today. I forgot what it was called. Oh well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It is quite a treacherous road, right? It's very slippery over there. Another hatchery in the main base of Zest here. He's like, alright, just come on, spend more money trying to defend me over here right now. Roach Warren on the way. I mean, it's looking very similar right now to what we got to see in game number 2. Very, very similar. A couple of things are different, but overall, I mean, it's a different map, I suppose, right? It's a different map. But the response for Solar very similar here as well. Zest once again going for that Zealot first and foremost. The Cybercore rather far away because of course he did have to invest into another pylon and a photon cannon here before actually making that Cybercore. Actually, he made the Cybercore before the pylon, but now well. Let's see how that will pan out here for Zest, of course. Second Zealot on the way. But those roaches already here, gonna be here pretty soon too. Good amount of gas already available there for Solar. And yeah, shield battery. Alright, alright. I mean, he has no high ground vision, so these Ravagers should be able to just bombard the cannon rather easily, right? Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. GG. Huh. Huh. Alright, alright. Okay, Zest. Okay. We're gonna have to wait and see what what else he has in store here. Guys, remember there's the Meteorino as well that you can use. Let me quickly actually do this one right here. A little video made by Rushy, one of our in-house casters. No, wait, actually, it's not him. Sorry, it's not him. It's someone else. But, yeah, kind of showcasing how to use Meteorino, guys. So, we'll be right back.
You can visit the Meteorino page for our event and contribute in many different ways. 1. Free coupon. Click Contribute, enter the specified coupon code to contribute a predetermined amount of money to the prize pool. 2. Free sponsor quests. On the right side of the screen are various actions supported by sponsors, including retweets, Twitter follows, surveys, among other things. Click into these boxes to complete the action and add the attached prize contribution to the pool free of charge. 3. Marketplace. Products are available in our marketplace, which also contribute to the fundraising pool. Be sure to check out the variety of apparel and collectibles, as well as other unique items. 4. Donate. Clicking on the Contribute button, you're able to add funds to your Meteorino wallet and then directly contribute them to the fundraiser page. Thanks for supporting your event with Meteorino.
Hi. Hi there. Hello. Hi. 안녕하세요. That's all I still know. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Solar vs. Zest. Game number 4. I'm really hoping this is not going to go as one-sided as it has been going here for a while now. Solar saying he's not feeling all that great, but Zest, I mean, he's not making it look like he's feeling all that good either right now. Alright, anyway, here we are. Game number 3. I mean 4. Game number 4. I just updated the score to be game number 3. Done and played with. And I still call it game number... Anyway. You ever have that? You do one thing and then, because that's just in your mind, and then when you try to go to something else, a different subject, but that's still close enough to... wait, it's not a forge, is it? Hold up. Hold that thought for a second. Haha! Okay, it's not. Nice, okay. So, yeah, so the subject you were previously talking about is still close enough to the new subject you're changing to, and then you just mix all the words together like a big jumbotron, like a popcorn machine, just kind of the words just jumping everywhere, in between wherever they want to be, out of the pan, into the pan, and that's why you have to put a lid on it, and I just don't have a lid for that within my mental capacity, I believe, or something like that. I think that's a good good way to describe it. Alright, alright, what's in store for us today here? It looks like Zest, you know what, did finally block this hatchery again. We have ourselves a gateway too. Could it be the adept pressure here taking place? I mean, this is a pretty good map for adept pressure, right? That's a nice open place here with a lot of dark area for a war prison to do its thing. Allow those adepts to gain entrance to the main base, as you know, at the third base, which is now the second base area, of course, for Solar. Very, very far removed from everything else, so adepts could definitely play a role into this, but I'm not quite sure how much of an investment into the adepts Zest still wants to do, right? We all know how he does it. Zergs have gotten extremely good at just dealing with it, so I mean, overall, I feel like we still need a little bit more of a period of time where people don't continuously do this standard, and then I think it can have like this little bit of a repeat into the meta. Or, you know what, let's just do it now. Let's just do it now. You want to stay at your own team, of course, but... Ah. Wait, is this a question to me, or is this a question for later on for the winner's interview? Huh. Maybe I'll change your question a little bit. Be like, alright, who would you like to have as your teammates? Is that okay? Because obviously we don't want to We don't want to have players say like, I would like to be on this team instead of my team, if that makes sense. Alright, Adept Glaives. Adept Glaives should be good. Okay, I think we all have seen this build a couple of times before. I'm pretty sure we know what's going to happen here. Let's see if Solo will be prepping for this correctly so far. You know what? Going up to a good amount of drones, a healthy amount of drones. The healthiest amount of drones that a man could ever have. 43. 44. Alright. Whatever. 45. Okay. Whatever he fancies. That's, you know, it's starting to get on a little bit towards the point where you're like, alright, that could be a bit too much. But he still has to make the Spore Crawlers, of course, as well. And the Roach Warren, so... yeah, should be good. Should be good. Should be a good amount. He's gonna get a good, reasonable scout here with those Zerglings as well, it looks like. Although, I do think he managed to miss the War Prism getting out of the base here. He's still prepping for it though, guys. Don't worry about it. He's still making Zerglings. He's got a good amount here. I'm just hoping the rest of the Zerglings here come out in time as well. There's still a couple of Zerglings out on the map, which makes this a little bit more scary. But luckily for those Zerglings, the Queens are there as well. It's not just moral support, but as fire support as well. Alright, let's see how Zest managed to get his name as the Adept King of Kings. Here we go. Zerglings need to stay on the shade right now, and else that shade will be finishing up. And immediately, there you go, 4 workers gone just like that. And the entire base not really going to be able to do any mining here. More Adepts being warped in right now onto the middle high ground right there, going towards the 3rd base. As a lot of the mining for Solar's being put to a halt. Wow, those Adepts actually getting quite a good amount of value against the Zerglings. And there you have it, a victory for Zest.
And contribute in
with
many different ways.
His overall, you know what, strategy that we all know and love. Finally, getting a point on the board there. All right. Let's wait and see what happens here into in game number 5. Death Aura, of course. Death Aura. Whew. There's some spicy weather out there today, isn't it? It's been for a little bit here. Alright, there we both want to go. We don't want to let them wait, do we? Yeah, very, very spicy weather. And still, little of a heads up, guys. I don't know who's going to win here. It still could go both ways, especially after seeing the clean execution there of Zest cleaning up the floor there with the drones of Solar and even the Zerglings too. You know what? That could repeat a couple of times here. Honestly, Zest, just the absolute king of that build. The Emperor of the Adept. Let's see if he will be able to get that build to work again here, or maybe if he has something something else in store for us. Because you know what, that build from the first game here, I thoroughly enjoyed. I really thought that was a fun one. I thought that was a good one overall, and we'd like to see that you know, kind of develop into something else here, perhaps trying to get a 4th base as well at the same time. Carry it through into the late game. Maybe have that push do a little bit better, right? So we can see what it's really supposed to. Never mind, we're having a cannon rush. Alright. It is in the top left side of the map a blue Protoss who really is into cannon rushing today. He is Zest from Razor Edge Gaming. Bottom right side, red Zerg player fighting for Kaisi Gaming. He is Solar. Might even be able to get here in time now. Ooh, it's going to be close. Nope. Alright, that's still a full wall of... Zest really just knows this precisely. The drone still got that very quickly though, so may be able to get rid of the 1 or 2 pylons here. He's actually committing more drones overall right now. Really wants to keep this base up and rolling this time around. Oh, nice cancel there on that pylon. 2nd pylon getting cancelled. The probe does manage to escape, and I think that may be the end of the overall drones holding this base over here. And that is gonna be a lot more costly because he definitely spent a lot of time trying to get those pylons to go down. And yeah, that means, you know what, the gas geysers are delayed, the spawning pool, the queens, everything of that sort is going to be delayed quite a bit here. And wow, even going for the double gateway right now is Zest. He's mixing it up a little bit here. Let's see if that's going to have any form of influence on this game right now. We're gonna have to ask Zest about these cannon rushes. We're gonna have to. Or maybe Solar about the cannon rushes. Is this just the new meta? Is this just the way people do things now? Oh, I like this adjustment from Zest as well, though. Oh, didn't get the full wall off here. Cybercore getting blocked. Even so, you know, a tiny little bit of a delay there could be influential, but I'm not sure if it's going to be over here, of course. Trying to get the distance between the probe and the drone by moving away as the probe is trying to attack the drone here. But yeah, having the pylon on the high ground here as well. Nice thing, allowing the drone to, well, not force an investment of another pylon here. Now, as we can see, immediately can throw down that photon cannon here. Queen trying to get rid of the high ground vision here of Zest. It's very important to do. It's working out a lot better than it did previously. Will have himself 2 Stalkers as well to deal with, to force Solar to deal with 3 shield batteries as well. So instead of 2 cannons, we just have the single cannon right now. I think this is overall already a much better executed cannon rush here from Zest. That seems to be able to do quite a bit more so compared to the other ones that we've seen so far. But you know what, 3 Ravages still pretty darn good. That Roach really needs to be microed outside of the range of that cannon. There we go. Okay, careful, careful. Almost has the transfusion energy here, but you know what? This amount of Stalkers with the shield batteries, very difficult to deal with, and GG is called. Zest finally manages to secure a win after failing the cannon rush twice here. Does it a 3rd time. Makes it work this time around. Alright, Zest. Calm down, Bill. Boy. Somehow the cannon rush still worked, right? Definitely, though, a little bit of an overinvestment, I would say, from Solar. Trying to get the... trying to deal with the pylons with the drones there. I don't think that's always the best choice, right? Especially against someone with, like, Zest. You can clearly see how well practiced he is with overall where his position of the pylons should be. And how well timed out it is too, right? Because every single time he has just the money to put a pylon to make the block. Alright. Almost up to the point where you're thinking to yourself, maybe Solar should just put a drone on the low ground, just in case. Just in case this is gonna happen, right? Maybe he should just have a drone sitting there, waiting for a potential probe trying to cannon rush him, because that could be a thing. That could be a thing, of course. Alright, anyway. Game number 6. Game number 6. Here we go. Two points right now. Was looking a little bit dicey, but definitely starting to tie up this series right now. Making a comeback. He's the Blue Protoss from Razor Edge Gaming. He is Zest. He's already been beaten by this man before. This little red Zerg right here. And he's been beaten by the Blue Protoss, of course, Mr. Zest right there, earlier today in a 1-2 fashion. So that must be still lingering in his mind. Also, he managed to lose 0-2 after winning 2-0 versus Time in that same tournament. So he didn't manage to move on through in the Alpha X tournament that was happening earlier today. But you know what? He is still a man with a lot of heart, a man with a lot of spirit. Let's give it up for the red Zerg, who managed to already get 3 points on the board. He is Solar. He's got to be wondering as well, right? What's up with all these cannon rushes right now? He has to be. There's no way he's not. This time around, we're seeing Zest going for the high ground wall off. Immediately getting rid of the mineral patches here on the... allowing access to the bottom side of the map right now. And Solo looking to mostly scout the natural base up top here. Pretty cool strat here for Zest. Definitely everything still kind of working out. And this could be a great spot for a proxy Stargate, wouldn't it? Definitely could be. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the... Solar already mining this bottom space out as well, though. You know what? You don't see it very often, but we may just have a battle ignoring most of the top side of the map right now. Just have both of these players trying to come in, crashing on the bottom side here. Either that, or he's planning something else right now. He's wanting to go in with some sort of an attack there. Maybe he's looking to proxy a Spire down there. Who knows? Alright, the mineral fields are gone. Zest sees this and that, well, knows that he will not be able to put that probe for there for a very long time. Solar's seeing that there's something missing there on the top side, so we'll send that Overlord along the edge right now to try and get himself sorted. Aha. You got some kicks in the chat, I see. Oh, this Proxy Stargate gets scouted by the Zergling right here. Unfortunately, it cost him his life, but ultimately, of course, that is a price that is worth paying in order to see what your opponent is up to. And now Solo must be feeling pretty darn comfortable, realizing that it was the opening of the Stargate, doesn't have to make the initial investments into the links necessarily here, although he still may want to, since there's no wall off here whatsoever, right? So that could still be an opportunity. Especially when he's playing against the Stargate opening, he might want to just try to apply that pressure, force the Oracle to use energy at home. And that's kind of looking what we have going on right now. This is quite a large amount of links for the 330 moment. So this is definitely an adjustment right here from Solar. But you know what? That Oracle still will just commit here and try to clean up as many drones as possible. Only 3 of them go down this time around, because there is no Spore Crawler here. The Link's moving back now into the... was there a depth somewhere that I'm missing here? Or does he just want to go in from the front right now? I'm not completely certain. Anyway, the Stargate depowered right here. The Zerglings, I really anticipated him trying to apply some pressure here, but overall Zest has the wall off now. Not much that should be able to go in here. Status straps this time around, not really working out for Zest. They'll save the Stargate though. The Solar is going for the Roach Warren here, so I may still be anticipating some sort of an all-in following this up. That is in fact what we're seeing right now, and you know what, with mostly Adepts at the moment, with the Adept Glaives actually going to follow this up, Solar should be absolutely perfectly well positioned to get a clean hold on this right now. How many Roach do we have on the fields? 3 of them, 8 more in production right now, about to finish up here. Even being able to block off the entranceway for now. Very, very nicely done there, and yeah, you cannot let this Shade finish. Oh my dear lord, he let it finish. Well, alright, let's see how much he can still get done here, but they are completely surrounded by Roaches, Zerglings, and everything in between, meaning drones and queens, I suppose. Let's get, 5 workers here, but that was a big portion of his army right now, completely going down. Very quickly, 10 of those Adepts for 22 links. That is not a big trade there for Zest, and the army of Solar, as we see in the army supply right now, Looking absolutely massive. Low. Might even be able to get on top of the sentries. No, okay, Zest. Being Zest, he's too good to let something like that happen. Wait a moment. This pylon's on the outside of the wall. Solar identifying this very quickly. And if he does get the kill on this pylon, that means a delay on this Immortal. Yes, it will be. Just for a little bit. But that little bit might allow these roaches and these zerglings valuable time of starting to pick off this third base. And that third base, I mean... Yep, already evacuating the probes, but with the full wall of here from the pylons, those probes have nowhere to go. And oh my dear lord, he cancelled the pylon. This warping of the Zealot wasn't in place, and GG is called. Zest missing the warp in there, not letting that Zergling, well, stopping the Zergling flood absolutely cost him there. GG. And we're going into game number 7 with Solar on match point. That was a bit fortunate, though, of course. That was a little bit of a build order win. Game number 7. Let's see. Which one have we not played just yet? We've played Death Aura. We've played Eternal Empire. We've played Everdream. We've played Golden Wall, Ice and Chrome. Pillars of Gold, right? No, wait. We haven't played Submarine. That's the one we haven't played. Submarine. It's always very unfortunate when you get map choice when there's only one map left. You know? Always unfortunate. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Guys, remember, hit us up with that Matcherino link. If you haven't already, it would be greatly appreciated. It helps us out. It helps the players out. It helps StarCraft out overall. Because when the sponsors, right, they see that there is actually activity coming in on this website of Matcherino, especially through their quests, right? They get more retweets. They get more follows, stuff like this. This makes them realize that StarCraft 2 is something worth investing into. And that is one of the more important things here. So yeah, of course, it's not just Alpha X, it's StarCraft 2 as an entirety that does benefit for this. So go check him out, guys. Go check out the Matcherino. Fill in that coupon code as well. That adds 50 cents to the prize pool for free. And then if you do a couple of quests, that's some more stuff overall added into that prize pool. And yeah, alright. Thank you. Thank you for helping us out with that. That's you guys are in fact pretty darn amazing. Alright. So the gap, it was getting smaller a little bit here. But ultimately right now we are back to a position where suddenly the gap is does seem quite large, doesn't it? 3 games need to be won by this man right here, the blue Protoss player fighting for Razor Edge Gaming. He is Zest. His opponent, 4 points on the board. 1 more point to go. Will he be able to get it done this round right here? He is none other than Kaiser Gaming Solar. No hatchery block this time around. And if I am supposed to believe the input of a great coach of StarCraft 2 that I once talked to, this would indicate that it's going to be a Stargate opening. Or it's more likely to be the Stargate opening, of course, since the Adept pressure will much less likely be successful right now. Little probe. Probey brobe. Getting himself in between the drones. Infiltration mission. Every time he gets kicked out of the drone crew, though. It's a wonderful metaphor for systemic racism in this game. Alright, anyway, what's happening here? It's really... it's quite peaceful, isn't it? Just watching a probe. Just kind of doing his thing here. Nibble, nibble. Okay. Hypnotic. Hypnotic almost. The Cybercore is done. Yeah, we haven't had any tech ability or attack structures yet thrown down here. We don't see anything being proxied either. A single adept, you know what, being the Reaper of the Protoss that he is, coming across, and there we have it, the Twilight Council now showing its face. Once again, most likely we will have that adept pressure coming out of Zest. It worked out absolutely wonderful the previous time around. To be fair, Solar, it felt like he just made 1 or 2 drones too many, and I know that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but honestly, in a game that becomes this tight, that suddenly can make the difference for sure. And that overall, those drones meant a delay in the Roach Warren attack. That meant a delay in the Roaches overall. It meant there were less Roaches available. It meant there were also a couple of less Zerglings, maybe 1 or 2 Zerglings less, right? And that just overall, it can kill you. It can kill you. It's somebody that is as clean on the execution as Zest is. As well practiced and as well versed with the oh, how did these workers die? As clean and as well practiced with the that was one Zergling? Really? Must have killed by probes as well. I'm gonna investigate here. But yeah, of course, Zest, one of those guys that is just so good at the execution of this. I'm busy, guys. I'm busy. Hold up. Okay, now we're gonna watch the Zerglings here. Coming in, killing off another adept, and the Zergling getting a full scout again here. We'll be able to see what is what. I mean, if there's any doubt in Solar's mind right now, that would mean that he hasn't played this game before. Which I highly doubt is the case. I highly doubt that's the case. He should be able to get this sorted here. And should be able to get all the tools he needs for a defense, right? I'm wondering if he's going to skip on the Spore Crawlers here as well. I'm still a little bit anxious every time I do see that, because a DT follow-up is always a possibility, right? It could have just been placed in a location where you just didn't manage to scout. It is possible. Where is these Shades going to? The Shades were going backwards, actually. Very, very peculiar. The Robo very much delayed here as well, actually. This is a very, very big delay overall that took place in Zest's base right now. And Solar, I mean, he's like, alright, should I go back into droning? Should I... What's happening here? What is happening here? He does have a Zergling on that third base. He's checking with the other Overlord as well, in case there will be something moving past to try and get that other base here. And there, finally, the Adepts show up again, but Solar completely prepared right now. Those Shades, they should never finish, that's right. But you know what? Overall, those Adepts, of course, always still the possibility to be in 2 places at once, basically. You need to prep for both those Shades. Actually, Solar, seeing the Shade happen there and almost automatically, out of sheer muscle reflex, going into his main base, expecting the Shade to go that way, I feel like. A little bit of a funky interaction that did occur there. And yeah, Zest continuously just moving backwards with these Shades, and I think that is because he doesn't want to lose any of these Adepts. The one thing that could still be quite potent in this type of situation, of course, would be a follow-up attack, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from Zest. He's grabbing himself a bunch of Immortals. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of Sentries as well being added into the mix here. And then with the Immortal Adept aggression, you are still quite likely to do a boatload of damage this way. And, well, I guess a boatload of damage would be nice, but he really would like to finish off his opponent here, of course, with this attack that is coming up. 5 Sentries, first and foremost. And Solar, yeah, Solar just needs to realize that there's no third base anywhere on this map. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. He knows all he has to do is make more units. He needs to make more stuff. He needs to have Ravagers up into the ridiculous numbers. He needs to just make more Zerglings to try and get those surrounds. He needs to set up for a pre-surround as well, I would say, right? Maybe have some units over here, have some units over here, and then hopefully, you know what, get a good surround going. Depending on which way Zest will take. He has some pretty reasonable creep spread as well to allow such a surround to take place right now. And you know what, the army supply here looking pretty darn good for Solar. Even going to be able to get a little bit of aggression going on the other side. Maybe forcing another warp in there on the base of Zest. Alright, here we go, here we go. There is the aggression right now, hitting the front door of Solar. Solar does have a massive surround setup, but with those links, absolutely amazing stuff right now. Okay, let's see if that will be able to come into fruition right here. The Roaches and Ravagers waiting for these Adepts to commit. Let's wait and see if they will be able to get that surround that he's looking for. Those force fields pretty darn tasty, actually. Needed to bile his own overlords right now. The Zerglings, they are in a bit of a pickle there. Of course, he cannot commit to this fight right now. The force fields again, lovely overall movement here from Zest. But, of course, just killing off this base will not be enough. He needs to finish off his opponents here. The Warp Prism will not go down, actually. Just barely staying afloat, but... I mean, most of the Immortals are gone now. The Debs trying one last final shade into the main base right now, but this should be all well and played for. Solar losing that third base, but overall winning the war here. I mean, but they're both on 2 base versus 2 base. Well, good sir in the chat that, you know what? That might be true, but at the same time, I mean, look at the overall army supply right now. This will not really ever go into the favor of Zest anymore, I would say. The counter-aggression will take place. These Ravagers, I mean, that's enough Ravagers to bile down a Robo facility. And that's only a single pylon here, powering up all of these buildings. And, oh my god, just barely catching that, getting that Immortal out of there in a nick of time. This is quite impressive though, of course. Zest still doing a lot of multitasking here, doing micro for the Adepts on the Immortal here. Actually, you know what, just as I was saying that, falling it apart a little bit on this side. But still doing the other micro as well with the Warp Prism and the units on the other side as well. All the production of Zest pretty much gone now. And that is gonna be it, guys. That's gonna be our champion. It will be Solar. And GG is called. Takes the game 5-2. And even though Solar wasn't feeling all that well, he felt well enough to gain the victory here. No problem whatsoever. Alright, guys. Remember, we have the winner's interview here still. Whew. Alright, let's see where that's being set up. So yeah, if you have questions for Solar, please put them in the chat right now. I'm gonna look through them. And we'll try to get them sorted, of course. Let's hope Solar didn't forget about them. About the interview. Alright, I hope this is being set up for me. It's usually how it goes. I have nothing to do with it myself. Usually it's just kind of materializes for me. Wait. Okay. Alright, so that's coming up. That's coming up. So yeah, if you wanna hear from Solar, the man himself, definitely stick around. If you wanna ask him some questions as well, just put them in the chat right now. I'm trying to scroll backwards, seeing if anybody else came up with any other questions earlier on. I know there was one person, of course, that did try to ask about whether, you know, who people would like to have in their team. Overall, I might alter that question even a little bit further. And ask who they prefer as their scrim partners. Alright, there they are. Let me start the voice call. Hello! Solar?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Solar. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
GG's. Even when you're not feeling all that well.
Yeah, I wasn't that feel. I feel my form is not that great now, so I was a bit worried about this one.
Really?
But I made it.
I feel like
With
you're
some lucky.
getting I feel like you're getting a lot better recently. Honestly,
No,
myself.
no, no,
No?
no. I don't think so. But it's okay. I have to win against him. I think he shouldn't try cannon rush against me.
All right, all right. Yeah, yeah. The cannon rushes were a little bit weird, wasn't it? I
Yeah, it
am
was real.
curious. What did you think of those cannon rushes today? Like, especially compared to say Parting's cannon rushes.
I think if you are good at cannon rush,
Yeah.
I think I feel it like it's really imba.
Hmm.
I mean, you are super good like Party.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but if you are not good like him, or just a bit less skill in cannon rush than Parting, it's not good.
So, where do you think he went wrong then, compared to Parting? Really?
I think he should make his forge in his on his main base, not in his natural.
Yeah.
Because if
The
you
one
make
game
forge
he
in
did win. He did do that. Funnily
yeah,
enough. Yeah.
he should make it because he should block the lamp that my drones can come through in his main base.
Interesting.
He should block it. So I think if you play like that, I think it's really strong.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, how do you feel about the proposed upcoming Protoss changes? Are you? Do you think Protoss will be doing a lot more of that now in the late game?
I really hate it because I
Really?
think
Yeah.
Protoss late game is still fine. I think
Yeah.
in this GSL final, Zest is going to play rules. I think Zest will going to show Imba late game in current meta
Yeah.
before patch. I think
I
I
mean,
think it's going to
Yeah,
So
I
I
think
feel
so too.
I feel it's really broken.
It's
patch,
kind of weird, right? Because usually we do see like little changes here and there, but that was just like the proposed right now for Protoss. It's just like every single flying unit of Protoss is gonna get buffed.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. All right, so all right, let's see the next question. How do you think Adept Glaive's openings are? If they're still the strongest builds right now, or you think they're kind of
Yeah,
falling
but
out of fashion?
yeah, but now many Protoss players also play Stargate opening, like 50-50 percentage. Some players like to still play Adept opening, or some players like to play Stargate opening. I think both opening have good points, so I think both are strong. Yeah, both are fine. Yeah.
So, would you be able to or willing to give us some insights maybe in what went wrong the one time Zest did do the Adept Glaive when, you know,
What was it?
the one game you lost against the Adept Glaives?
Everdream. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think went wrong there?
I just wrong because I think too much about what the Protoss is going to play because I also think about DT builds.
Oh yeah.
So and my juggling movement was, I think my juggling should follow first shade, but I didn't do that, so I died against him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it becomes a lot better, right? That builds overall if you're not quite sure if it's coming or not. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, a number of players are going to the military this year. What do you think what do you think that will do to the scene? And do you think we'll be seeing more returning players afterwards?
I think that doesn't change anything in this scene because if famous player like Su or Zest or Stat is going to army soon, but more famous player like Björn or something like good players is going to coming back, or classic hero they are coming back. So I think StarCraft 2 is not gonna dead if even though they are going to army.
Yeah, I mean DRG really showing that, right?
Yeah. Right.
What a beast. All right. Anyway, how do you feel about your new team, Kai Z? Are you excited about the upcoming team league in China?
Actually, yeah, I play tomorrow first game against Junior. I'm really excited to play new team league because I didn't. I really had tough period when I was teamless, so I feel very sad. But Kaizi get me, so I feel new motivation.
Yeah.
I feel quite good, so I really want to do. I really first goal is I just want to more high ranking than Alpha X.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, you were teamless for a while there. Honestly, it was peculiar to say the least. Undeserved. Anyway, who do you think is gonna win the GSL, Rogue or Stats?
Of course, Stats, because I'm big fan of Stats.
Yeah, you already kind of mentioned this, didn't you? Yeah.
And I think Protoss have many paths to play against Zerg, like Stargate, Adept, or you can make some weird build. You can play some weird build also, and like Stargate and Adept opening has 3 different paths, like Stargate into Adept, Stargate into Stargate. So too many
Yeah.
ways to play as a Protoss. So I think Rogue is going to be tough against that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have one final fan question here. So if you could pick one of these winning 4 times the GSL or winning 1 time
Yeah.
the BlizzCon, which one would you pick?
I'm gonna pick BlizzCon because BlizzCon is one of the biggest honor tournament. I think I can retire if I win BlizzCon.
Really?
Because this
All
is
right.
yeah, I can do
I
that.
hope you never win BlizzCon. Now this is
Okay.
don't retire. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, but that is the ultimate goal if you're as a pro gamer. So I really hope
Yeah,
to
I
win
get that.
BlizzCon. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Actually, we had another question earlier on about overall you're in KaiZ team right now, and that's pretty darn cool. Are there any other players that you would like to have on your team?
Can you ask me again?
So you're in KaiZ right now, right? The team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with the team leagues and stuff coming up, would there be any other players that you would like to have on the team with you?
I like my team right now. Because Time is performing really well recently,
Yeah.
and innovation is also always good as usual. So
That's
I
right.
think I feel quite confident against in Team League. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Is there anything else you want to say to the people right now? I mean, you can do it in English or Korean, whatever you want, where they can find you on the internet.
Thank you for watching today, and hope you guys cheer for me in the season 3 in GSL and China Team League upcoming.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Thank you for your time. And
Yeah, thank you for your time.
yeah, hope to see a lot more games from you soon, Sala.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Awesome stuff, man. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. Very friendly. I mean, it's amazing. It's unfortunate that Hajin's son, you know what, already there. I guess she always helps out with the organizing, but Sola just too brainy, learning English and everything. All right. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I will be back later on Matisse's stream. I don't know if you know him. He will be casting a Russian game, so if you are up for seeing more stuff, I'll try to tweet about it right there at ReallyCozen, where you can find me right then. And it should be a pretty long stream as well. Anyway, hope to see you guys there. And until then, have a good one. Love you all. Bye-bye.